Hello. Thank you for watching this YouTube video. Today we will be going over the spell Flameblast. Flameblast is a spell that has fire, spell, and area effect. Those are all the effects that affect a Flameblast. And when you use Flameblast, it charges until you get up to 10. At 10, you can keep it charged and hold it until something steps into it that you want to actually hit, and then once you let it go, the ability goes off. You don't have to charge it to 10, but that's how you're going to get most of your damage, is by charging it, because every stack that you charge, it gets another 110% extra damage. And it's 110% more spell damage, so any spell damage you have gets amplified by the Fire Blast. So it ends up being pretty nuts. You can one-shot bosses, even lower level, with this ability if you do it right. And not only that, it can also prolife a burn that ends up doing a ton of damage as well. So that's why when you're using it, there's a bunch of gems that you can use with it that makes it really effective. Chance to Ignite makes it so when you use it and it goes off, it'll ignite things, and the ignition can end up hurting a lot. It's not going to be, Chance to Ignite probably won't be super effective by itself. If you use Chance to Ignite, you're going to want to use Prolife with it too. Otherwise, just because of how much damage Flameblast does, like you're gonna want to be able to get that prolife off, and see when they're dead, there's still a prolife on the ground. The problem with that too is, well, I don't know. You could still get a decent prolife, but you could also, because like you don't really need that much damage in order for this spell to do a lot of damage. So like using gems that increase the spell's damage will be good, but also having a Chance to Ignite is really nice too, because it'll help for when more things come at you, and then those next things have to deal with an Ignite on the ground. So yeah, it's something to think about. The other stuff I would use, you could use Increased Area Effect. Increased Area Effect will just make the circle bigger, which is pretty good. The only problem is if it's right next to a wall or something. Let's see if we can get to a wall. If it, see how it doesn't seem like it even gets as big when it's next to that wall like that. Like you'll notice it more when you have a more area effect nodes. Right now you probably won't notice it as much. Another good gem too is Concentrated Effect. Can be really useful, especially if you have a way of offsetting the area effect that it's taking away. So if you use like both these gems together, the damage of it ends up being really big. You get a lot of damage out of it at that point. It's a lot of free damage. It works out pretty well. And see, I'm one-shotting things that are like level 20 with a level 10 gem. Like this gem's only level 10, and I can one-shot these higher level monsters, and I have no spell damage. So, except for my shield. My shield has 30 spell damage. So it gives you an idea that it does a lot of damage. You could do other things with it too. Like if you wanted to, you can mess with an Empower. Empower is really not a gem you use until you have like all your other gems taken care of. You could also do like, you know, Chance to Ignite with a burning damage, and then like, you know, you could go with Empower too. You know, you can get crazy with it. There's a bunch of different combinations you can use with it that makes it super effective. And it doesn't even like it can go even further than that, because you can go crit with this build too, and that's another way of doing the prolif, is just going crit instead of chance of ignite, and then that would basically just make it so you can prolif and do a lot of prolif damage. The problem is I feel like every time I've seen a build, the build one-shots things a lot, so I don't know how effective the prolif's really going to be when everything's already dead anyways. There'll be times where the prolif's probably super useful, and then the prolif probably just melts everything too. And then, like I said, the skill itself is just super powerful to begin with. So there's like, you pretty much can do anything with this skill. This skill is just pretty easy to deal with. Like, cast speed works really well with it. It makes the charge time go up a lot faster. So that's something else you can use. The only thing you need to watch out for is reflect. Reflect is going to be a big issue for this spell. I don't really know a lot of ways other than trying to get a little spell block, trying to get a lot of resist. Like, that's pretty much the biggest way you're going to mitigate having to deal with something like that. And the thing is too, is you could also do this against a reflect pack, and then you don't have to worry about the damage being as high. You just have to do this for a while, and that's how you can use the prolif at that point, because the prolif at that point would work out pretty well. So we'll change things around a little bit just so you know what I'm talking about. You know what, we'll just do this, and then where's the chance to ignite? Put that up in there. So yeah, and that's how you can deal with stuff like that. And see, I'm just spreading fire. And the other thing that will help with igniting things, like if you're not worried about critting or anything, is Flameblast itself. A quality Flameblast, every percent gives you a chance to ignite, and it goes up by, let's go check it out. I don't have the numbers memorized or anything, but because I've actually never made the build myself. 1.5, so it's another 30% chance to ignite at the end. So yeah, it's something to think about with this build. There's a lot of different options you can use. It's whatever you end up feeling that's more fun for you. As far as the skill tree I would worry more about like cast speed's pretty good, because that's how you can get your charges a lot quicker, and then you can also spam a lot more too. Like, you have to move, like if you want to spam like this, you have to move in between each cast, which can get kind of tedious. Because you have to like move and then, yeah. But I mean, you get it. You get what I'm trying to go for. So yeah, cast speed can be pretty good, because then you can do that a lot more. Cast speed, you could get elemental damage. Elemental damage is going to end up giving you a lot of damage. Spell damage is going to probably be really huge, because spell damage is amplified by Flameblast itself. So if you stack a lot of spell damage, I feel like Flameblast is going to be huge. Like, I think you get the biggest bonus out of spell damage. Although you're going to have to watch out for reflect no matter what. Like, it's always going to hurt a lot. If you want to focus more on burning damage, and that's how you would deal with reflect more, is through burning damage, I would get Holy Fire, and I'd also think about getting entropy, damage over time stuff. All that stuff would help a lot more with the build. And then like also getting some spell block. Spell block would always mitigate reflect. Elemental adaptation's always gonna, reduce how much reflect does to you. If you can get to diamond skin and fire resistance down here, that'll always help too. And then using a purity of fire. And then from there, You could use like Soffel's frame if you really wanted to too. Like there's a lot of ways you can reduce the danger from reflect. You just have to figure out what's going to work best for you. But even if you have a lot of resistance and then you hit your fire pot and then that 5% damage, at 5% damage could still be a lot of damage. So either way, you're going to want to be careful. Otherwise, yes, so cast speed, spell damage, elemental damage, all of those affect, and fire damage, all those affect Flameblast really well. The best I would say is just spell damage, and then also blast radius and area effect nodes are always really good. I'd always keep those in mind. But yeah, thank you for watching this YouTube video. If you want more videos like this, stay tuned. They're coming out every week. And you know, I'm probably going to do a couple of these a week, or even maybe 3 or 4 a week. And then otherwise, follow me on Twitch, follow me on YouTube. I do stream every day pretty much. So thank you for watching. You guys have a great day.